Hi everyone. Let me tell you a joke. Do you know the most popular script in the movie Terminator? I'll be back, right? You know that because of COVID-19, many people rush to the stores to stock up on daily necessities, especially toilet rolls. This joke is about toilet rolls that happens in a store. Someone approached to Terminator and saying, "Where did you get those toilet papers?" Guess what Terminator said? "I'll be back." Let me show you. What Terminator said is this one. "I'll be back." We are in a hard time, so I want to let you laugh. Isaiah 6, today's text, tells us about the commission of Isaiah as a prophet. His ministry begins at the time of death of King Uzziah. It seems that Uzziah's death had a big impact on Isaiah. Uzziah had ruled successfully for 52 years and was a good king for the people of Judah. Under his reign, the kingdom of Judah prospered materially and managed to subdue other kingdoms like the Philistines, Arabians, and the Ammonites. But Uzziah is dead, and things don't look good for the future of the kingdom of Judah. Isaiah enters the temple in order to contact God concerning this crisis time, and to his surprise, he comes face to face with God, the real King of Israel, sitting on his throne, high and exalted, with the train of his robe fill the temple. Isaiah had the rare privilege of seeing God's glory in person. King Uzziah may be dead, but Jehovah, the ruler of heaven and earth, is alive and well. Behind the earthly throne is the heavenly throne. We also should realize that God is still on the throne in our day. He still listens and answers our prayers. He is still working out his plan and his purpose in the midst of the chaos. God is in control. He is high and exalted. Isaiah not only saw that God was sitting on the throne, but also heard that seraphs were calling to one another. See verse 3. "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. The whole earth is full of His glory." When he heard the holiness and majesty of the living God from seraphs, Isaiah couldn't help kneeling down. He could not stand on his feet in the presence of the holy God. Moreover, he had a profound sense of his own sinfulness. Look at verse 5. He cried, "Woe to me, I am ruined, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I live among a people of unclean lips, and my eyes have been the King, the Lord Almighty." Have you ever cleaned your living room and thought that it was clean only to have the sunshine in through the window and reveal all the dust that was left behind? Light will always expose the dirt. Likewise, the closer we get to God, the more we will have to deal with hidden sin in our heart. Little things that we had never noticed before will become a big deal when exposed by the light. God's holiness revealed to Isaiah his own unholy condition. In seeing God, he was also able to see himself as he really was. And he was devastated by his own sinfulness. The problem with many of us today is that we don't walk according to the Word of God. So we seldom get a vision of our own unholiness in the face of God's holiness. Because so many do not see things as they really are, they are able to convince themselves that they are fine, upstanding people. But these people haven't gotten a glimpse of God yet. If they had, they would be like Isaiah, on their face crying, "Woe to me, I am ruined because I am a man of unclean lips." We can see the effect God's presence had on Isaiah, but notice what happened next while Isaiah kneeled in terror because of his own holiness. The seraph, whose job is to keep sin from God's holy presence, flew to the burnt altar where sin had been dealt with and came before Isaiah with a live coal in his hand. This coal is symbolic of Christ's death on the cross. It represents the cleansing blood of Christ that keeps on cleansing us from all sins. The coal is touched to Isaiah's lips and he is cleansed rather than being burned. And notice what happens next. This cleansing action prepared Isaiah for the call to ministry that follows. Look at verse 8. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" And I said, "Here I am, send me." Isaiah heard God's call, "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" And his response was, "Here I am, send me, Lord." God's call to Isaiah was unique. God spoke as one seeking out a volunteer. He didn't command Isaiah's response. Instead, he allowed Isaiah to volunteer. I am glad to know that God's call is unique for each and every person. He knows us so well and speaks to each of us with a personal call, customized just to fit us. I love Isaiah's story because I feel that was a way God called us too. He didn't command us like an army general might do, but invite us to volunteer for service. When Isaiah saw God high and exalted, his life was never the same again. To him was given the noble task of prophesying about the coming of Messiah. He told us more about the life of Jesus than any other prophet. And he wrote about it 700 years before it happened. Isaiah saw God and responded to the call he was given. The Bible tells us about many things we are called out and called in to. What would you do if God gave you a call? What kind of response would you give? In the crisis time of COVID-19, I wish that we would see and hear the holiness and glory of God so that we might respond properly to what God says to us.